and welcome to this week's episode of the Made for More podcast. So far, we've shared two powerful, amazing videos that would help you begin to prepare your mind and program your mind to become a wealthy person. And I hope that you have enjoyed the two videos that have been shared so far. And if you haven't watched any of those videos, peradventure this is the first video you're watching, you can go back and watch the other videos, and I'll also leave the link to the previous videos in the description box. So today I'm going to be talking about important mindset programs to install in order to be wealthy. I started by talking about the fact that wrong mindset programming can prevent you from achieving your potentials as far as wealth creation is concerned. I also itemized some of the ways to identify wrong mindset programs, right? Three ways by which our minds are programmed to believe or act in certain ways that we might not even be aware of. And until you are able to identify those wrong programmings, disconnect yourself from those wrong programmings and then reinstall new mindsets as far as wealth is concerned, you might be earning a whole lot, but at the end of the day, you might not be able to see the growth in your wealth. So today I'm going to be first of all, I'm going to be talking about how you can disconnect your mind from any mindset programming that limits you, that limits the extent to which you can grow your wealth and become a wealthy person. Now, the important thing to note is that you cannot change the past. You cannot control the past, right? The past is gone. It's in yesterday. So some of us developed certain mindsets due to the modeling that we saw growing up, the things we heard growing up, the experiences we had growing up, and unconsciously, right, our minds have taken in those experiences, those words, and we have built our lives, our character, our character, and the actions that we take have been built around those mindset programs without even knowing it. So that's why you need to first of all identify those things that make you act the way you do when it comes to money. But after you've identified them, you must disconnect yourself from them. The truth is that what has happened yesterday has happened. Okay, what the experiences you've had, you can't change them. The things people said to you growing up, you can't change them. So the next thing to do on this journey towards wealth creation is to disconnect yourself from those old ways of thinking. You need to accept the fact that yesterday is gone, what has happened, and you need to take charge of your today. You need to be in charge of now, right? There's a popular saying that goes this way: yesterday is in the tomb, tomorrow is in the womb. All you have is today. So the question that you need to answer every day is, what do I want to make of this present moment now, today? Okay, let go of yesterday, let go of yesterday's programming, let go of yesterday's experiences, and choose to create a new life for yourself. Now, these principles are applicable to growing your finances, becoming a wealthy person, but it also cuts across all aspects of life. If there's any experience that you're holding on to unconsciously, if you're able to identify that experience, talk about it and then let go of it. That is a very important step. Now, when you've been able to dissociate yourself from those negative money mindset, you can't leave your mind blank because there's no vacuum in nature. You have to fill your mind with a new set of programs. You have to fill your mind with a new way of thinking. Now, you can't do the same things and then expect a different result. If you've been handling your money in a particular way, if you've been thinking in a particular way, and it has led you to where you are today, and you want a better life for yourself, you want to be able to grow your wealth, then you must begin to think in a new way. And for you to become wealthy, you must think like a wealthy person. So the question now is, how do wealthy people think? What goes on in their lives? What goes on in their minds? How do they harness the power of the mind and the power of mindset programming to build wealth, to create wealth again and again? Because it's not really about what you have first. It's about who you are, right? It's be do, have. That's the formula. You have to become a kind of person in your mind. You have to take on a new set of values, take on a new set of character, and then do the things that make you become wealthy, and then you will then have wealth consistently. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 wealth mindsets that you must take on. You must begin to allow yourself think like this, like a wealthy person. You must adopt this mindset on a day-to-day basis for consistently, and then you will begin to see the difference in your finances. You begin to see the money coming in. Okay, so the first program is wealthy people believe that they can create their destiny, while poor people believe that what will be will be. They don't think they have any control of what happens to them. Life happens, in the 21st century language, life happens. Wealthy people believe that they are responsible for their results. They are responsible for the level of wealth they are able to, grow. They are responsible for the amount of money they are able to earn. They are responsible for their health. They are responsible for their lives. So you must take responsibility for your results. Okay? Poor people like to play the blame game. They blame the government. They blame what happened to them when they were kids. Okay? Now, nobody is trying to play down on the hurt or the abuse or the things that happened to you many years ago that was not your fault. Nobody is saying those things did not happen. But the question is, are you going to allow those things hold you back from maximizing your destiny and becoming a wealthy person? So poor people play the blame game. Poor people like to make excuses. This is why this did not happen. This is why I couldn't come. This is why I couldn't show up. Stop the excuses. It's either you make progress or you make excuses. You can't make excuses and make progress at the same time. Poor people complain a lot. Poor people justify their actions. They justify the reason why they are poor. They are poor because the economy is bad. But wealthy people take charge. Wealthy people decide what they need to do to get the kind of results they want to get. So I want to throw out a challenge to you in this week's video. Between now and the next video, take 7 days to make no excuses. Challenge yourself. Tell yourself, I'm not going to complain, I'm not going to make excuses, and I'm going to show up. If I make a mistake, I'm not going to try to justify my wrong. I'm going to own it and I'm going to correct my mistakes. That is how wealthy people think. Wealthy people don't play the blame game. They show up. They take responsibility for their lives. They know exactly what they want to achieve. There's another question. What exactly do you want as far as finances is concerned? As far as wealth creation is concerned, where exactly do you want to be in the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? And yes, we can say things like, oh, nobody knows tomorrow. Of course, nobody knows tomorrow. But you can dream. Nobody charges you for dreaming. Nobody charges you for setting goals. And definitely nobody charges you for taking actions that will lead you closer to your goals. Now, the second thing is that wealthy people focus on winning. Poor people try not to lose. Now, there are 2 different things. Now, I don't play football, but I like to use football as an example because it's practical. Imagine, if you're playing against another team and all you're doing is defending the home front so that no goal comes in. Yes, if your defense is strong, your opponents might not score a goal. But what it means is that because you're focusing all your attention on defending the home front, you will not score a goal. That's why a team always has defenders and strikers. So wealthy people are not just trying to defend, I don't want to make a mistake, I don't want to make a loss. Always trying, poor people think like that. I don't want to lose, I don't want to make a mistake, I don't want people to think I'm a fool. But wealthy people play the game to win. They don't care if they make mistakes or not because they know they will definitely make mistakes along their wealth journey. They might have some losses, but guess what? They get up again because the aim is to win. Okay? The aim is to win. So be a winner in your mind. Whatever you set out to do, and especially as it has to do with creating wealth, earning more money, you are not supposed to aim, try not to lose. Every time you just don't want to make a loss, you just don't want to make a mistake, you will end up falling into the ditch because what you're afraid of will happen to you. So program your mind to begin to think, how can we win? How can we earn more this year? How can our business make more, generate more income this year? Even if you have to take certain calculated risks, you must be able to put yourself out there. Number 3, wealthy people think big. Poor people obviously think small. Wealthy people think big, poor people think small. Now, mediocrity has never helped anybody. In the 21st century language, in Nigeria, they say, who help, right? Mediocrity doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help your family. It definitely does not help the nation. So don't limit yourself by thinking average. And one of the reasons why people think little, think small, is because you are not seeing the possibility that exists in you. And it could also spring from a place of selfishness. You just want to be okay, me, my dog, my cat, and my husband. No, the world is bigger, larger than that. There are way more possibilities outside of just your immediate family, your own needs that you can accomplish when you become a wealthy person. So think big. What's your business goal for the year 2022? What's your personal finance goal for the year 2022? Okay, wealthy people think big. Playing small is a waste of potential. Now, it is said that even if you live 10 times over, you still cannot exhaust your potentials. So why on earth would you limit yourself and prevent yourself from, pouring out the immense potential that exists in you? Now, there's something I would like to read to you. And it says, it's in a book titled A Return to Love. Okay, it says, you are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in all of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unintentionally give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Did you hear that? Nobody is helped when you decide to play small. So I'm challenging you again today. What are your biggest goals? Multiply them. Expand your horizon. Think big. Expose yourself to people, places, events, coaching programs that will take the limit off your imagination. And I'm coming back to that. Exposure. Okay? So, wealthy people think big while poor people think small. Wealthy people solve problems. Some people complain, there are no jobs. The business terrain is somehow, there are no opportunities. How come in the same economy, people are rising every day and doing great things? It's because those people have been able to identify, challenges in their environment, in their current workspace, in, wherever they are. And they've been able to brainstorm, to come up with ideas. And not just come up with ideas, they are willing to work on those ideas to burst them. And then they begin to grow. And before you know it, their names are heard everywhere. So what is stopping you from becoming a problem solver? Wealthy people solve problems. Poor people complain about problems. What's it going to be for you? Wealthy or poor? Number 6, wealthy people are willing to put in the work and do what it takes to achieve their goals. Now, whether you say it's smart work or hard work, work is involved in wealth creation. Okay? Because there's a subtle thing with young people of this generation thinking, I'm just going to blow. There is work involved. Whether you're talking about creating passive income, you will have to put the work in first before you begin to reap the results. Any anything that is going to last long requires a season of building up. So wealthy people know this and they are willing to put in the work. Now there's a difference between what it takes and I've done my best, because that's another myth or another mistake young people are prone to making. Oh, I've done my best. Oh, that's the best. If your best does not match the requirements, you will not get the results. So the question we should ask ourselves every point in time is, what is required? What does it take for me to achieve this goal? Take as an example, if you apply to a multinational organization and there's certain minimum requirements you need to meet to be able to get the job. Listen, if you don't have the minimum requirements, your application will not even be considered. So why do we somehow think that creating wealth can come by chance and we're just going to not do what it takes and then get it? No, wealthy people understand that certain steps are required to create the level or the kind of wealth they want to create, and there is a willingness to do what it takes. Okay, they are willing to push themselves over and beyond their perceived limitations. And even if they really are limited in a particular way, they are willing to partner with other people to be able to achieve a goal that they set to achieve. Then finally, the seventh point I'm going to make, seventh way of thinking or mindset that wealthy people have, is that wealthy people understand that their wealth only grows to the extent that they do. While poor people, they think they can just remain mediocre and not develop themselves, develop their minds, and still be wealthy. It's a scam. Let me put it that way. It's a scam. It's not true. Wealthy people understand that their wealth can only grow to the extent they do, so they are willing to invest in themselves, because they know that the more they grow, the more wealth they are able to create. A person like Donald Trump, right? There was a season where he actually lost everything he had. Why was he able to build his wealth again and even became more wealthy than he was before he lost what he had? It's because of the quality of person he is, not because of any other thing. So I hear young people say, they're not interested in coaching, they know what to do, and you make certain mistakes that you can avoid. Wealthy people know that reading is important, training is important, personal development is important, and they know and understand that they can only grow to the extent that they do. So they give themselves, they have coaches. There was something I put up some time ago. I said, coaches that coach coaches have coaches. Do you understand? Because they have an understanding. They know that there's somebody who is one step ahead of me. And as long as there's somebody one step ahead of me, it means there's something that person knows that I'm yet to know. There's something that person is applying that I'm yet to begin to apply. And instead of trying to reinvent the wheel to, go and search by myself, I will just submit to learn and get what they know and apply it and then move on, right? So are you a wealthy person, or do you choose to be a wealthy person? These are some of the mindset programming that wealthy people have. I'm going to share about 21 of them. So watch out for the next video. I'm going to share 7 more and then 7 more in the next video. I want you to not just listen to this and say, oh, nice. I want you to sit down and think about it. Do I think this way? Or do I think like a poor person? And identify the areas where you need to make a mindset shift and begin your journey or continue on your journey towards wealth creation. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. I will see you next week, and remember, you are made for more.